Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Whew. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
Yeah, happy Festivus, everybody. 2025. Get your bitch on. What? Hi, everybody. Yes, it is. It's Festivus for the rest of us. And we got all my pals here. We got Auntie Lady here, Captain Peon, Willie Bragg, and young Morpheus. Let's get our buddy Chuck, the Intergalactic UFO Show superstar, in here too. How's everybody doing? Let's go around the horn. Laney, what's going on?
I'm doing just great. Just got back from our weekly wine tasting down here, and the wine guy gave me a free bottle for Christmas.
Yeah, the wine guy just usually whines at me, and he doesn't give me any booze. So that's one of my complaints. I got a lot of problems with you, wine guy. Captain Peon coming live from the great state of Mississippi. What's going on, my friend?
Man, nothing much, man. I thank you so much for inviting me to this show. And I just want to say really quick, man, like 22 years ago, I think it was Christmas Day. So let's rewind it 2 days for Festivus. But you, me, and our friend Pam were at a bar on Venice Beach, California. We were on the back patio. We're looking at the beach in the Pacific Ocean. And we're all like thinking and saying out loud to ourselves, I wish we had some weed. And I swear to God, less than a minute later, the owner of the establishment comes out with a spliff and he says, anybody want to smoke?
Yeah. This is where you reference Dogma. We're like, wait, I sure wish it was raining money and titties too. No. It was. That was a Christmas miracle for sure.
Well,
because it was instant. It's like as soon as somebody said that, boom, he came out of the back. It was a Festivus miracle for sure. Yeah. Willie, good to see you, my friend, live from Titty Mountain. Let's get Titty Mountain in there. Of course, Titty Mountain, that's Pilot Mountain, but it looks like a breast. So we call it Titty Mountain. Willie, good to see you. Happy Festivus, brother.
Happy Festivus.
Yes, I see your balls back there on the tree.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Not in a, oops, I let him out on the train and now I'm got to get bail money kind of way. That's something totally different. So your baubles back there. You look nice there, Willie. Good to see you.
Great. Not bad for waking up just a few moments ago.
And he's got a fresh cut too. I like that haircut too. That's nice.
Yeah, I was needed. I haven't had a haircut since early September. So.
You damn dirty hippies. Yeah, I know. It was like just a little bit longer. So we got Marcus from the Political Matrix in here. Good friend of the show. What's going on, my friend? Happy Festivus to you.
Well, happy Festivus to you all. I'm just happy to be here. You know, running myself ragged as usual, just getting home from work. And I was like, hopefully I make it in time, you know. So made it. I'm good.
You did. No, that's fine. This is like I was telling the guys earlier. I said it's kind of like a house party. You know, you pop in whenever, you pop out. You want to do an Irish goodbye? Go fuck yourself. That's fine too. We don't care. I think Lucy did that a couple of years ago. We were doing the show and I looked up and Lucy was just gone. She didn't say I had to go. She didn't even leave a nut. She said deuces and then she just totally disappeared. It was beautiful. We have Chuck, the Chuck's Intergalactic UFO Show in the house. What's going on, Chuck?
Hey, Uncle Warren. I just gotta tell the rest of your planet. I got a lot of problems with you humans. Oh
You
my
always
God, are
get
you guys
problems with
messing? Oh, but the planet. Do you guys still want to have a planet in like a few weeks, or are you guys just going on a speed run for like I don't know
Morse code, but I can't pick it up.
it's like you're on a speed run versus the meteor.
Right. Yeah. Well, maybe 3i Atlas is going to come by and save the day, or maybe just drop off sandwiches. Either way, I'm good with you because hey, free sandwich.
It's more likely the second one. It's probably going to be the sandwiches, which I would be okay with as long as the mustard's good.
Yes. You gotta have a nice spicy mustard to go along with your space sandwich. So you find folks have been gathered here today under a ruse. I'm actually here for my will and testament. You're getting nothing in the will. Okay, that's it. See ya.
See ya. Take care, Uncle Warren.
All right, bye.
I got the Festivus pole here. This is my feat of strength, is lifting this heavy metallic object, which is really just tinfoil around a paper cardboard tube. But I like to think I'm manly and holding up a steel bar. But then again, that's probably not what's happening. So what is happening is we're here today to air our grievances, right? I'm sure everybody's got grievances. Even the nicest people that you know, they have grievances too. They may not share them with you, but they do have them. So I guess I don't know. I'm like Chuck. I'm like, do we really want this planet? It doesn't seem like we want this planet, do we? And I'm not talking about from like a Greenpeace save the planet kind of thing. I'm talking from like a practical, oh shit, what's going to happen to the planet with all this crap that's been happening this year? Marcus, you've been covering a lot of what's been going on this year too. I mean, where do you think we're heading going into 2026?
Oh man, especially like one of the things that's been going on here locally with that with the fog that we've been having. The fog seems really weird. Like I have not seen fogs like this like ever. And
where are you?
I'm in LA area.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about the fog. I mean, I knew about the power going down in San Francisco, but I didn't hear about what's going on in LA.
No, it's I think they said like it's a radiation fog that we have going on here.
Radiation fog? Wait,
what the hell is a radiation fog?
That's what I had to look up because I had never heard of it before. And you can even look it up on the news. That's what they've been talking about. And so like every morning I'm coming out to work and it's like this weird thick fog that's over. And this has been going on for probably, I want to say maybe a week or two. That's been going on so far. So, I definitely understand when he asks, do you humans want this planet? Or are you on a speed run to finish it? Because I don't know what the hell it is. And I'm one of those people, of course, you guys know I'm the conspiracy theorist too, but I also am a little bit pragmatic. And if the conspiracy doesn't make sense, I tend to be the only one in the room who's willing to push back. And so I'm like, I don't buy some of that stuff. But right now, something is fishy about this. This is really weird.
I have a question. Does the fog burn off later throughout the day? Or is it? Okay.
But it
burns off
right
your
back.
skin.
But it comes right back in the evening. It's right back around probably about maybe 6 o'clock, 6:30. Starts creeping back in.
Is it the
it's supposed to rain right now?
Oh boy, now you're talking about like some some radiation rain too. I was gonna make an old John Carpenter movie reference. It was like, you got the fog at that, you got Adrian Barbeau in a radio station, because the fog, that was the thing, and I went a long way for that. So again, here's Titty Mountain. There you go. That's for you. All right, so. That's the old icebreaker right there. Must be cold in the mountains. Little point there. I think I don't know, man. I mean, with the fires out there, the LA fires, that is one thing. Of course, it's about as suspicious as what happened in Hawaii with those fires there. I mean. It wasn't Hawaiian Punch who set that fire in Hawaii. That's for sure. Because he's too short.
That's where I always kind of like living in California. It's weird because it can be so many different possibilities. Like it literally can be some kind of government DARPA kind of thing going on. It can be, some kind of insurance companies doing this. I mean, also you got the firebugs who are out here who just love to go light some shit on fire. I mean, you have just what is it, like mainframe issues where there's over amount of currency which is being fed out of this one place, and so they put part of the fire on Edison. That Edison had like a transformer that blew up and was having a dry season, so that's part of it also. And then the difference, like I hear people talking about the direct energy weapons, and it's like, out here, it's dry enough. You don't even have to do that. You literally just toss a match out, and that's enough. And then we had the Santa Ana winds going at the same time.
Yeah,
that combination. And then you had the what was it, like half of the fire after the feed tanks that they used for fighting a lot of the fires in the city were down due to maintenance. And people were like, "Oh, that's kind of suspicious." And I'm like, yeah, but these things have not been down for maintenance in forever. So when at some point they have to put these things down, and fires are always like right around the corner that can happen. So I don't know.
Well, it's just gotten to the point now where it's just like the conspiracy seems to be the thing, and the truth is more hard to believe. With all the wackiness that's been going on, I think. When Lainey and I have been, covering some of these instances that's been going on during the year too with Trump and all this craziness, especially with like the boats getting blowed up in the Gulf, breaking international law. Lainey, we've talked about this. I mean,
times.
What do you think the end game's going to be?
Well, Bill Tilford, if you haven't checked out on the Undercurrent, we did a follow-up interview with Bill Tilford. We had problems with having it on the show, but it's there on the Undercurrent channel. You should check it out. And that was the latest. But they keep on doing what I'm calling summary executions on these boats, and that's what it is. And it's provoke. But you might want to check out that interview with Bill Tilford. He's.
Yeah, and now I think they've seized a second tanker too that was heading to China.
Maybe. I mean, it's they're poking, and he gets into that on the interview. So check out that video on the Undercurrent channel. I'll put it in the comments. Speaking
of that, can I throw in also about that Chinese warship that decided to come over and provide aid to Jamaica?
I didn't hear about that.
No. That didn't get a lot of coverage, and I was talking to another one of my buddies who's former Navy also, and we're like, this is really sketch. Like, we have never ever seen a Chinese vessel of any caliber, let alone a warship, which decides to go to Jamaica to provide aid. So we're like,
yeah, here we go. China challenges new U.S. national security strategy with visit to Jamaica.
A visit.
It's the worst carnival cruise you've ever been on.
Gotta have that planner's punch.
It is. The U.S. So there it is. So yeah, You think because China just is not afraid of Trump at all, not at all,
No.
right? And to do this, that's the it's like, hi boys, just passing by. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh wow, well, we're not supposed to be here. Okay, we'll leave. All right. You know, one of those things like, we'll be back, bitches.
Damn, Edith.
I know, right? Well, yeah, that's what the Chinese boat sounds like. It sounds like Edith Bunker.
If the United States starts interfering, Jamaica wouldn't be the first time. In the 1970s, Prime Minister Michael Manley's government, the United States tried doing what they've been doing to Venezuela and what they unfortunately successfully did in the 70s in Chile. They kind of tried doing that They tried doing that in Jamaica, and it miserably failed. So I'm wondering if they're going to try that again, regarding CIA, trying to topple the government, what have you. So
part of why Bob Marley was taken out. So he was trying to put peace. He was trying to bring peace to all that and settle all that down. And they don't need this most popular person in the country deciding to call for peace.
Yeah, it seems like anytime somebody calls for peace, they'll try to eliminate that person. There was a prime minister in New Zealand that the CIA's been rumored to have taken out in the 70s for calling for an end to nuclear weapons testing in the South Pacific. I cannot think of the name of that prime minister right now, but anyway, anytime the United States feels like they're threatened by peace or government's doing good things for their people, they have to do something about it.
It's like that Dolph Lundgren movie where they'll say, "I come in peace," and the United States says, "You'll go in pieces." Yeah, Dolph Lundgren, always topical. Chuck, you got your eyes on the skies there. I mean, are you
Literally
reading the space tea leaves there, seeing what's going to be happening in 2026 with all this bullshit?
Well, I don't know if you humans know, but us extraterrestrials, we've been watching your planet for a very long time. And, we don't always get so involved. It's just, you got different factions trying to do different stuff. There's some of them in your government that are like, confused with what, Captain Peon?
Peon, you stroking out? What's going on?
No, I'm wondering if anybody else can hear him.
I can hear him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can all hear him.
Can you guys not hear me now?
I can hear you.
No, we can hear you. We can hear you.
All right, excellent.
Yeah,
so like I said, I mean,
I guess so.
I mean, there's a lot of problems,
but I can't hear him.
That's kind of weird. I'm not trying to tune you out, Captain. Can you hear me now?
I don't think he can.
I don't think he can hear you. That's weird.
Whoa,
I'll tell you what.
That's really weird.
I know.
We know what's going on. We know that somebody's hearing this right now.
Okay, I think Steve from Nellis is messing with our audio today. I used to spend some time over at they called it Area 51. It's not really that anymore. And some of those guys, I used to mess with them, and then they started messing with me. Apparently, they like to mess with the signals on the YouTubes. So once in a while, I start talking, and like 5 out of 6 people can hear me. And then that 6th person is going, "Is he talking right now?" It's really weird.
Peon, sometimes with StreamYard, if you get out and go back in, sometimes that fixes the audio. It's almost where it's like, you just turn it, just reboot it, and it'll be fine. So why don't you get out of StreamYard and just get back in with that link, and then you should be okay.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Happy Festivus if I don't get back in.
Hey, there's a grievance. No, you're fine.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see you in a second. And meanwhile,
that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. We got Kevin from Black Bear News in the house. What's up, Kevin?
Hey. What's up?
Hey. We got two LA boys in here tonight. We got Marcus and Kevin over there on the West Coast. Are you seeing radioactive fog near you, Kevin?
Only on Twitter. I don't know about. I've seen people discussing it.
Do you have they? What have you been? Oh yeah, what have you been hearing about this radioactive fog business? That's crazy. That sounds like something out of a science fiction movie.
I mean, there's a regular fog going on. There's a lot of that, but as far as radioactive fog, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm just seeing people discussing it, but I don't know. I don't know like what's really going on. Like I have no conclusive evidence.
I don't even know what that is. I just learned not too long ago what an atmospheric river was. And I thought, what? And my dumb ass is thinking, oh, there's water up in the sky and it's going, and there's some bad guy in a boat going, la-dee-dee, la-dee-dee, down there, and it's like, no, it's not that stupid. It's
they used to call it what the Banana Express or something like that. Or is that what it was? Hawaiian Express? I don't know, something. It used to be a different name. Like,
yeah, now
apparently.
Yeah, now it's all.
No, Hawaiian Express is a whole other thing. And it's delightful.
There's Hawaiian Punch too, which goes back off.
Comes with
to the guy who set the
ice, I don't know, salt on the rim. I don't know, something. Right?
I have a quick question since I just rejoined. I think I can finally hear Chuck, but when I rejoined, Black Bear is on. Weren't you the person who had a home in California?
Yeah, one of millions.
Well, no, I understand that, but like,
yeah, his fire.
One of the many victims of the directed energy weapons.
Yeah. So, in fact, he's got his GoFundMe down below in the links. So be sure to help out him and others too. That's in the links down there below too. If you can, if not, if you can share out the links, that would help us as well. So. But yeah, you lost. Yeah, Kevin lost his house in the which fire was it out there, Kevin?
The Eaton fire.
The Eaton fire, yeah. So and amazing that that you were okay and the ones that you loved were okay, and that was probably the most important part when you hear about stuff like that, because not a lot of those people were lucky because they weren't expecting it. They're like, I think a lot of them were like, it's just down there, it's fine. And then all of a sudden, here it was, right?
Yeah. A lot of people got caught in their homes. And, it wasn't, it definitely was not expected to go as far south as it did. I just actually went by the empty lot today. And it's pretty nuts, it's still kind of jarring, and
whereabouts
driving kind of driving through there, it's emotional. It's like,
that's around Altadena, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a friend of mine that I worked with at Borders Books in Hollywood, and he was from Altadena too, or at least around that area. So I don't know. I guess he's okay, but I haven't heard from him or anything. But those like we were talking earlier, when Captain Peon and I were out in LA back in 2003. With 2003 and then into 2004 and 5, that's when you started getting. That was the scary one where the fire was coming over the Hollywood Hills, right? Like it was starting to get up to the top and then come down the Hollywood side, and it had started by somebody had flicked a cigarette out the window on the freeway, and all that dry, because California is super dry, and all that grass that's out there just went up, like nobody else's business. So, but But and we're glad, like I said, I'm glad you're alive and your family's alive. That's the most important part. So, Peon, you're okay. You can hear everybody now, I guess, or you can hear us.
I believe I can hear everybody.
That's the curse of StreamYard. StreamYard likes to pull some kind of bugaboos on people.
You're an OBS person.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. I
swing both ways.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some StreamYard around here.
I'm a swinger.
Right.
No, I do OBS for my shows when it's just me, but whenever I have the Hee Haw gang on here, it's much easier.
It's almost
we do undercurrent on StreamYard, so.
Yeah, it's when you have guests, it's really. I mean, you could build stuff in OBS with it, but it's just I'm lazy, and StreamYard is just so nice to like this little thing. We almost got a Brady Bunch thing here, and Chuck looks like Ann B. Davis.
Yeah, I kind of feel like baking cookies right now.
Yeah,
or almost like Hollywood Square.
I know, right? You could be Paul Lynn.
I wanted to be Paul Lynn.
Well.
Oh wait, let's see.
Okay. Well. Okay, you can be Paul Lynn.
There you go. You Paul Lynn. Circle gets the square. We're talking about old 70s TV game shows.
You gotta do the voice.
We're showing our age, Warren.
I remember Paul Lynn in the movie The Villain, where he played a Native American called Nervous Elk, and he was like, Nervous Elk. Oh, Sammy.
All right.
Wasn't
All right.
What was that cartoon with Jimmy and the flute? Wasn't he in that show?
What, the HR Puffin stuff?
HR Puffin stuff. Wasn't he in that? Or he was a villain. He was a villain in some cartoon.
No, that was Charles Nelson Riley, and he was in Lidsville. He was in Lidsville. But I don't know. Wait a minute. Was Charles Nelson Riley that green dude? The crazy there were so many wacky, zany people.
There were some really wacky folks, and you primarily saw them when you stayed home from school because you were sick.
Right.
Or Saturday
HR
morning,
Stuff and Puff.
Saturday morning cartoons was like a ritual, right?
Yeah.
Early, my mom would be sleeping in, and we'd be like
Super
jumping
Friends.
on the couch with like cereal bowls, bowls full of cereal, like,
Cookie Crunch,
and like we'd be just like going ham, and then she would come in 9 o'clock and like, what the fuck are you guys doing? What is going on here?
My mom was like, wow, that TV's keeping him shut up. All right, keep watching, kid. And so you go through the day, and there's all kinds of cartoons, and you get around 11 o'clock or so, and then that's when you either have like kung fu movies or Godzilla movies, or it was like some sort of local wrestling that was going on. Saturdays used to be Saturdays. You just look so forward to Saturday. Now
Saturdays were freaking awesome. And mom and dad were sleeping off their hangovers. And we had Cookie Crunch, and we had the Super Friends, and Land of the Lost, and Fat Albert,
Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
Jacksons, and then the Osmonds also had their own shows too.
Right.
You had Laugh Olympics. You had the Laugh Olympics.
Man. Oh yeah. And in the news, remember in the news, that was when we got exposed to. They actually thought the kids needed to know the news, and they would have those little shorts within the news, and little globes spinning around.
I remember that one.
Gen X was so hepped up on sugar, we didn't have time for news.
I did.
We had to go right.
What do you think I'm doing? What I'm doing now?
Well, some of us weren't nerds. Some of us, had things. We get.
I think Laney single-handedly kept Cookie Crisp in business for 5 years longer than it should have been. But all the sugar in those cereals, how have you humans survived?
Well, they cut up the rips from a mouse is what they did.
Oh yeah.
Well, the Captain Crunch, those Crunch Berries, those are made out of fucking razor blades, and kids. It was made out of kids' candy from the 70s. It was all full of razor blades. And Willie's asleep. Willie Bragg You asshole! You wake the fuck up, you piece of shit, you fuckface! Wake up, you ass face fucker! Look at him! Wait a minute, where is he?
He's gone.
Let him sleep.
There he is.
Let him sleep. The man works hard.
What time
It's
is
after
it?
his bedtime.
He works hard.
He's off! He's off work, he ain't gonna do nothing! No, I'm just fucking with Willie, you just... Let's see that again. So there's Willie Bragg. There's a live shot. Willie Bragg sleeping in his house with a nice British flag behind him from the UK and those balls on the tree. Check out those balls back there. Those are Willie Bragg's balls back there.
And I got my
I'm
balls
communicating to you psychically with my eyes closed. I'm just resting my eyes. I'm perfectly here and paying attention to everything.
Festivus is already a success. We put one person to sleep. Who's next? Who dares put cartoon Z's over their head?
Oh man, this is genius.
People
It
are correct.
is.
It's Pineapple Express. Okay, I knew I had it wrong. Hawaiian Express. When I first met. Thank you guys. Thank you.
He's gonna Willie Trump. Don't say that.
Live this down.
He's not even gonna remember to live it down. Look at it. He's probably dreaming of like puppies and just like chicks and stuff. I don't know.
Is he gonna fall over?
No, he's good. Look, Gen X don't fall over when they're asleep sitting up. We turn into stone, right? 'Cause every party I ever been to and I got like hammered, I'd be passed out in the corner. I'm still holding the beer, and it's a cup. It ain't a bottle. I'm still holding that shit up because priorities, motherfuckers.
I can't. I just freaking can't.
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice. Willie is not going to like this video later. But he's loving it now, and that's all that matters.
Especially if you make a short of it.
Oh, we are. Oh, that is happening, Nostradamus. You predicted that shit very well. Look at that. He had too many moons over my hammies. Yes.
So all going to hell for this.
Among other reasons. Let's see if we can conjure him. Willie, the breast mountain calls you. Come on home to Titty Mountain.
Oh, I am so tempted right now.
We made Kate pee. No good. No good.
We're having to do a GoFundMe for a new chair for Kate.
She's like a person in the middle of a landmass. She's incontinent. That's what happens when you. That's right. Willie wobbles, but he don't fall down.
No, those were fun too. Those were some great commercials.
I want to say this is a freeze frame, but I think Willie just sleeps this peacefully, and I'm here for it. As are the rest of us here. So, as Willie slumbers, let's go on with our shit fest here and talk about 2025. Let's go around the horn. We'll start with Chuck since we saved the best for last time. Chuck, what do you think was probably the biggest thing this year as far as like that caught your eye and you're like just went wow? And I know there was a lot of wow moments in a bad way, but.
Yeah, there were. The most downer wow was a 2-year live stream of Nazi version 2 on your planet. I'm like, oh my god, stop already! Make them stop.
Right. Yeah.
But then then they started doing weird stuff on the television, where they just started just telling, like, pretending like everybody was 3 years old and thinking that you were going to fall for every single thing that they were going to tell you. It was pretty funny.
Let's pull that to now with Barry Weiss taking over at CBS. How long do you think that's going to last? Anybody jump in?
A week, maybe.
Well, she's been there a week.
For a while.
It's going to go on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're not getting rid of her.
Classic study in failing up, right?
The reason why she's gonna be there for a while is they care more about the propaganda that she's able to do versus the ratings. For them, it's more important to turn the narrative, and they figure as long as you be persistent and keep telling the lie over and over and over, or just keep stomping out any other message, because that's kind of what the Ellisons are doing right now. If you look at it, you know, you had the Skydance merger that happened earlier in the year. You have him trying to force his way in on the Warner Brothers merger. You have the TikTok thing he's doing right now in CBS. And then I've even heard that he has an eye on HBO also. So if you look at it, basically what they're trying to do is flood the zone in a way of keeping any kind of dissent as far away from reach as possible. And if you don't know about it and it's out of sight, it becomes out of mind.
Right. Now, that's the thing. The dissent, though, is growing and growing and growing. So it had to come to the point where it's like a literal takeover of one of the major network news in order to try to keep the propaganda machine going. Right.
Yeah, but where they're getting themselves in trouble, and this is if I was to be a advocate and just I'm your analyst, I'm gonna tell you what to do, and money is my god. I don't give a damn about morals. What I would tell them to do is stop doing this. For all the anti-Semitism that you worry about, you're only making it seem more like the case when you keep buying up everything and silencing everybody. You make it look
they're proving
more
it
like you have more control, and you keep trying to act like you don't have any control, and everybody's picking on you, but yet you keep showing that you have utmost amount of power. And this is just one billionaire, who has that kind of I always call them the 48ers, one of the 48ers mindset. Now, if you have the rest of the media and you start going through that and you have, say, and this is what I say, it doesn't have to be 1,000 people. It doesn't even have to be most of your population. If just this small, tiny percentage of your population is showing this much massive power and control and being so ham-fisted, you're not going to get away from any of the supposed tropes that you keep saying it's just a trope.
Yeah. Well, and it's in my view, it's too late. After seeing all the backlash on social media before they tried to lock everything down with their own personal ownership and control, you already got all the relevant generations very much pissed off. And they are not going to forget. They're not going to forget. I mean, you don't. It's not just the youth of America. It's also every other generation that's been paying attention, just like Willie has.
Willie, you won. They announced the lottery. You won. But you were asleep, so we cashed in your ticket. Sorry,
graveyard chef. I apologize.
No, you have nothing to apologize for, my friend. In fact, we celebrate your nocturnal activities here on the show.
We celebrate you taking the rest that you need. We really do believe in that around here. So God bless your brother.
It's important.
It is.
I've dozed off on several live streams in the past, believe it or not, over the years.
You were so still too, Willie. You scared me a little bit. You need to learn how to sleep with a little bit of movement, because at our age, you never know. We're bringing in Chris, our buddy from Twitter. You know him as Bread and Circuses on there. It's Chris. What's up, man? And he broke in the house. He's the next person to break in that house with the piano. What's up?
How's it going? Thank you so much for the invite. Long time no see. It's been a crazy fucking year, so I'm really happy to spend some time with you guys.
Spend some time with us. Tell us some stories. What pisses you off about this year? I mean, I'm sure there's many things, but what's the biggest one?
Dude, the propaganda. I hate how stupid the propaganda is. I think Chuck was kind of elucidating to that a little bit, but it's just like it's so stupid and so obvious and so in our faces that they're not even really trying to lie about it anymore. They're like, maybe if we just say it enough and say it often enough and say it from authority, people will just believe it and take it. Like the Charlie Kirk stuff, just like, I'm like, what a crazy psyop. Like 75% of the population don't even know who Charlie Kirk is, and they made him like a huge thing. I think that's weird. His wife, that's freaking weird. It's endless. It's endless. Like this was like the first year since I guess I started waking up around COVID where I was just like, I'm not going to participate in politics anymore. I'm not really going to like be on the news and get involved with it. Cause like the day-to-day stuff, you already know how it's going to play out. You already know how this stuff is going to look a few years from now. So for the sake of my own well-being, I just try and not get caught up in the day-to-day bullshit anymore. I'm trying to keep my shit together. So.
I think that's part of the propaganda too, is people keeping folks attention on all this drama, the he said, she said, and all this bullshit when there's other things going on that you're being distracted from, and we were talking about what's going on in Israel and how they were able to get away with their propaganda for so long until cell phones came along, cell phones with cameras and cell phones that can transmit images and videos of atrocities
those cell phones.
What's that, Kev?
They just took out the people connected to those cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Came along.
Yeah. Had to shut down TikTok.
Holding that.
Yeah. Yeah, why do you think there's such a big deal over TikTok? That's where all the videos and stuff were going, and people, just regular ass people, were seeing these videos going, holy shit!
It really is apartheid.
Yeah, it really is. It wasn't a bunch of. They're not a bunch of Jew haters. They're actual people that want to see kids not get killed. How about that? Yeah, it's one of those things where just like your head just goes, holy shit. I had no fucking idea, right? A total awakening, which is, we need more of that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we can thank the younger generations for that a little bit. I think, like the Zoomers and stuff, they're so plugged in these days that they don't even watch mainstream media. They get all their stuff from TikTok and stuff anyway. So, yeah, I think we can see how hard the propaganda is coming at us because they're trying so hard to appeal to like the Zoomers and the alphas because they're all streamer focused. So that's why they come out with these people like Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, freaking all these like crazy unhinged right wingers to try and get those Zoomers. So, rough battle ahead of us with the propaganda machine, but I think the younger ones are starting to get it and see through the bullshit. So there's a little bit of hope there.
I love it too. I see it too. They have no fucks to give. It's so early in their lives, which is like in a normal situation, that would be sad. But in a situation like this, where they have to be hypersensitive and aware of everything that's going on, that's a big threat, especially when they're the future. And the establishment doesn't like people who go against norms like that.
I think one of the things this is kind of just a theory that I'm kind of playing with, but like, the Zoomers and the Alphas are kind of like the first generation in modern American history where they didn't have like a previous generation that was absurdly successful, that did really well. Like the Boomers were kind of like the last generation that did really well. So they're seeing people like us who are raising Zoomers and Alphas, and they're like, yeah, we're broke. And the Zoomers are like, all right, well, what are we going to work for 45 years for to be like living paycheck to paycheck on Social Security? So they're also pushing back on like the labor force. I just think there's, we could learn a lot from investing in the Zoomers and the Alphas, even though we kind of hate the younger generation. Like I do see that they're a little bit more savvy to some of the bullshit that's going on.
Well, yeah, and you have so many.
There's no younger generation hate.
Well,
there's always younger generation hate.
Can I throw in something? I kind of push back a little bit because this is what I would say. I feel like at this point now, the owners, as you would call them, they just gotten to a point of just comfort and arrogance and recklessness that it's just gotten so over the top. And I think that's why it's a lot more naked. When people are comfortable and their bellies are full and they got disposable income, it's a lot easier to keep them pacified. And I feel because it's gotten harder, because things are more expensive, and it's maintained this struggle for a longer period of time, it's a lot easier for everybody to like kind of have like a general consciousness of everybody waking up and noticing the bullshit. It's one thing where you had kind of just it's good for me, but it's a little sucky for you, you know, tough it out. But everybody across the board is feeling screwed. And so it's a whole lot harder. And what I would lead to, if you look through history, those empires, when the empire first started out and they conquered and they slaughtered the people and they start building up from scratch, they had more investment because they remember how hard it was for them to get that empire. And then once they started building it, they had that blood, sweat, and tears. Then it got passed on to that next king or sovereign, and they saw the struggles there the generation before. And you can relate that to a business also. Like they saw mom and dad like really grind it out to get the business off the ground. And then it got passed on to that kid, and they still kind of remember when mom or dad were really, really pushing and how much blood, sweat, and tears and time they put in to build it up. And then it gets to that third generation where they kind of hear the stories of grandpop and grandma, how they did this, but they're benefiting more. And the more it gets down that line, the less and less and less they feel that blood, sweat, and tears, the sacrifice, and having that connection to everybody else, the customers and all that. And they get to the point where they're making so much money, they're disconnected from the people they sell to, and they don't give a damn about the people. And I think that's kind of where we are in America, where the so-called elites, the predatory class, is made so much money and they've gotten so comfortable and arrogant that they don't give a damn about trying to pretend to please anybody anymore. They don't. And so that greed level has got to the point that it's turned into disdain towards the average person. And everybody sees it. And I would argue, yeah, I do give the younger generation their flowers, that they're more willing to push back against it, and also because they don't have as much to lose.
Not as much to lose, exactly. But I think everybody as a whole, like even some of the parents, because some of these millennials and Gen Xers who have kids who are out there and they see what their kid is going through, and it's hitting them differently than the baby boomers or the silent generation, how they felt like, well, I mean, it was tough when I was your age, but, you know, give it another 15, 20 years and it'll get better for you. And, you know, the parents they have now are like, I can't even try to tell you that because it ain't got better for me. It hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
No, it's not. And you know, with the kids these days too, it's really hard to keep information away from them, right? You know, back when we were puppies, is that Willie snoring? You son of a bitch. So there's Willie Bragg sleeping. The Willie Bragg update. Yes, still snoring. Details at 11. But when we were kids,
Willie has slumped. It's limp.
Oh yeah, he's a limp Willie. Oh boy, I shouldn't have said that. With balls in the background. So
balls of aluminum. So yeah.
Back in the 80s, you had what? CNN was coming on, right? That was your first 24-hour news thing, along with ABC, CBS, NBC, and then PBS if you had that, right? So, and radio and newspaper. So if for the powers that be, let's say the powers that be, this is their hands trying to catch that information to keep it from the public, right? Their hands are big enough. The information stream was small enough they could catch it, right? But now there's so many streams. They're sitting around there trying to catch each one, and they can't catch them all. And the information comes through. So now they're trying to now the powers that be are doing whack-a-mole, trying to knock down TikTok, knock down Facebook, knock down Twitter. anywhere, Telegram, anywhere that you're getting the word out that isn't the mainstream media, they're whacking at it. They're desperate, but it's like too many holes in a boat. The boat's sinking.
Dude, they're in danger of ruining their business model, which they've already done in a way, but like, you know what I mean? So they want to keep everybody on the apps and, connected and propagandized and right, they want to keep everybody connected, but they're in danger of driving everybody away, right? If people are too disgusted by the, outright takeover, and the unwillingness to let anybody, have any say or say what they got to say or speak up or get information or whatever it is, right? They're teetering on the edge of doing just that, right? Of like the ultimate blowback of people just saying like, we're out,
Well, and that's kind of what I see how they're trying to mitigate that by enrolling the help with these big right-wing influencers like Candace Fuentes, right. Charlie Kirk, etc., Shapiro. Yeah. Like they're all the ones going out there trying to get in the minds of these people. And it's funny because I have a friend who's about my age who's kind of doing the thing where she's sending me like posts all the time where like clearly she's starting to wake up and she's sending me a lot of content about like Israel, blah, blah, blah and stuff. And it's like a little bit right-wing. And so I'm like, hey, like, it's really cool. You're starting to wake up and getting all these discoveries, but the right wing is going to be the ones that try and snatch on you first. So come into the stream, get a little bit more perspective.
Yeah, and I think some of the youth are starting to say, hey, for the Democrats, keeping up the status quo just ain't good enough. If it was ever good enough in the first place, right? I think they're starting to get pissed off at them too.
Well, they look like complete chumps right now. I mean, what are they doing? Like they're like Trump and everybody, they're running amok. Everything, they're accomplices. It's banana republic. Everything is just falling to shit. And the Democrats are standing around like, what about the Epstein files? Like that's all they can really do. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. This time around, they are desperately clinging to hope that the Epstein files are finally going to get Trump. And guess what? Spoiler alert. They ain't gonna get Trump with the Epstein.
That's the bizarre thing. Like the Democrats are just as guilty with this Epstein shit. So it's bizarre to me that they're actually throwing that out to try and like
that Bill Clinton is challenging Trump.
Yeah, Bill Clinton, like, yo, this is okay. So I was thinking about this earlier, and you guys were talking about. I think Marcus was talking about earlier where the elites just are so full of power and heads up their asses that think they get anything away with everything. The elites and the people in power essentially are running life on God mode, and they're completely protected from any sort of scrutiny, any sort of recourse, any sort of consequences for their actions. So the stuff with Bill Clinton being like, oh yeah, I'm going to try and throw other people under the bus on Epstein shit is just fucking wild to me. Like, do people not remember like 20, 25 years ago, like with Clinton, Monica Lewinsky and Linda Tripp and all this stuff? Like we've all seen the picture of Bill Clinton, the painting where he's in the dress from Epstein Island. And there's that other painting with George Bush with the towers and the paper plane. Like we all know he's like one of the most guilty motherfuckers with Epstein. So it's wild to me that people have this cognitive dissonance and double think where it's like, oh, it's a Democrat throwing the Republicans under the bus, so it's okay.
Get him, Clinton.
Yeah. Rick's right. Dems were sitting on those Epstein 100%. Files for years, never used it on Trump. Just like they could have codified Roe v. Wade. They had all the time in the world to do that. What do they pass? ACA. All crap always.
You had a very dubious Supreme Court ruling that was far more useful than actually doing what was necessary.
And here's the thing which they're playing, the game that they're playing. What president have you ever seen them ever seriously go after? None, because they're not going to. Even the stuff they did on Trump, they hoped that would just muddy the waters enough that people wouldn't come out and vote for him. They never thought that was literally going to put him behind bars. But here's what they're actually hiding behind. If you throw out the splashy names like Trump and Clinton, and you throw out the Prince Andrew, it hides people like Governor Bill Nelson, who was the sitting governor over and was very involved with Zorro Ranch with all that stuff going on. It hides the governor of Ohio. It hides the Bill Menendez. It hides people who actually can really get consequences and go to prison. It hides the like part of the some of the stuff that they redacted in this Epstein files is literal purchases of young girls coming from Eastern Europe and being brought to the States. And it hid behind people who don't really have, because I feel like the older generation, talking about boomers, a lot of them who mostly control most of the levers of power in this country and most of the wealth in this country, kind of go back to this civic understanding of, yeah, even if our politicians are corrupt, we don't throw them in jail. They're statesmen. We don't do that. So they're gonna be able to get that get out of jail free card from that generation. And so people in certain positions are never going to get touched. And so that's the reason why they'll throw them out there, kind of the sacrificial lamb. But they won't bring up some of these CEOs who very easily can, be brought in. And that's, where I feel like the real rub is, because a lot of people talk about Epstein Island, but how many of these places within the United States that he was doing at Mar-a-Lago, not Mar-a-Lago, but his place that's not that far from Mar-a-Lago down in Palm Beach? What about the stuff he was doing in New York? What about the stuff that he was doing in Ohio? What about stuff he was doing in Nevada? I mean, there's so many places that Epstein had across the country where he was doing all this stuff. And that doesn't really get into the conversation very much. Everybody just pays attention to the island.
Yeah, you've heard of too big to fail. In some cases, some of these people are too big to jail, right? So it's like, let's throw the fishies, like give them the little ones. You can have those, but the big fish, you can't have the big fish, because we need the big fish to do stuff. And then you see on the other side of the spectrum, you go to China, and like the bankers who end up like screwing people over, that's a wrap. Yeah, that's it. You're like, fuck. And you look at Wall Street and you're like, don't go to China, that kind of thing, where it's like, but yeah, here it's just like a little slap on the wrist. Oh, you got to pay here. You got to pay a fine. You got to pay $100 million fine out of a 40-something billion dollar company. Ooh, let me go to the piggy bank, and here's the fucking fine. I mean, yeah. And then there's like, you wonder why people are just going buck wild, because they know there's no justice. There's no justice anymore. It's crazy.
No, and to that point,
it's really weird. It's really weird. Sorry to interrupt. I mean, I've been watching like your television broadcasts for like the last 50 or 70 years. And, they got these people like, what they call themselves, the NRA, the National Rifle Association. And then I see all these stories about these different militias and stuff talking about how they want to, protect everybody from tyranny. Well, where the hell are they now? Where are all these guys?
Yeah. Yeah. And meanwhile, people are getting pulled over for some bullshit and getting thrown into God knows where, taken down to El Salvador or whatever, when are we going to shut shit down, y'all? I think isn't that what we got to do? I mean, like, I don't mean like have a parade on Saturday. I mean, literally shut shit down. Your airports, your shipping, your truck and local and cross country truck, all the arteries of capitalism. You shut that shit down, and then people might listen. But if you're going to have these parades on the weekends, then nobody's going to give a fuck about that.
No, like
people got to get more desperate.
Here's people. This is people on the weekends. This is people on the weekends. That's about as good as it gets for what they do, right? The Chicago
Warren,
thing.
But they have pretty sparkly balls.
He does.
That's true. That is true. Uncle Warren, I think this is a perfect time, I think, for me to do a public service announcement, if you don't mind. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just want, maybe if you make this on the big thing, if you can.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I love those big things.
Okay. So I it's a public service announcement for everybody. Gasoline and whiskey, don't mix them. So, I don't know if that means, don't drink them or don't put them in your car, but maybe both. So
Willie-
thank you. This was a public service announcement.
Willie's going to be the freshest one out of us come the end of the show. He's gonna be like, all right, I'm ready to talk. And then, credits. It's okay. Again, we honor you, Willie. That's Titty Mountain for those who are just joining us. So, all right. So, of course, Epstein, of course, Israel. Do we see the end of the Russian Ukraine war next year?
Well,
No, they're making money off of it now. They're betting on it now. You can go on Kalshi and fucking bet on the freaking war.
Yeah.
No, there's a cash cow for another 10, 15 years. It's just ridiculous.
It's
I
going
was
to
hoping it was going to be over, after freaking, what's his name, the UK, Boris fucked up. I was like, all right, it'll be another couple years. And then I
It
saw
can't be another couple years. They don't have any people left on Ukraine's side.
I mean, as long as they're at the point where they're so degenerate that they're willing to have everybody gamble and look at the entire freaking war map and be able to place bets on it, yeah, they're going to keep that shit going for freaking years. Unfortunately.
I don't think that they physically can keep it going too much longer, because once that male fighting population goes away and they start taking over the larger cities like Odessa and stuff and start moving to the west, it's game set match, because then they have all the territory, and once Russia has all the territory, it's over with.
I mean, we know that the end goal here is for Russia to turn Ukraine into a rump state with no ocean, no access to the ocean, just make completely useless. So, I mean, that'll happen eventually, but yeah, I'm cynical enough to know that as soon as they started like making people being able to invest and profit off of that stuff, I was like, they don't care if there's 10 people on the field, they'll keep it going.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Well, and Trump was, saying it, it's going to be over the first day I'm in office or whatever. And they keep saying, they keep threatening to like end the war, and they're like, no, it's just, not good enough. Not whatever the deal is, whatever the agreement is, they're just going to keep bilking it for as long as they can.
Well, let me put this in there. To the point of the attrition of the Ukrainian forces, right? They're basically getting whittled down to practically nothing. Does NATO come in and help?
No. I'm tell you what, NATO. The moment NATO does that, you're literally flirting with World War III.
Yep.
The moment you do that, the moment you have some NATO troops get killed, official NATO troops, because NATO troops are already getting killed. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing that's propping Ukraine up, because they're sending them in under the Foreign Legion. Some of them are like getting out of the military in other countries and going over as mercs. That's the only thing that's keeping this thing afloat. Mm-hmm. Russia can decide, I'm done with this, but I think that, they don't like having,
NATO on their border.
Exactly. And Ukraine is too unstable to just leave it the way it is. So I think at this point, they're like, you know what? You guys want to keep playing these fucking games? We're just going to take the whole damn country.
And then what happens? Because, we ain't exactly got the sanest crew in the in running our militaries right now. I understand to your point the rational thing to do, but I'm talking, these are irrational times now. Do you think irrationally that Trump may actually do that, or will somebody say, no, Trump, you're going to start World War III? You cannot possibly entertain this thought.
I think they're more interested in Iran as like the greater goal, right? Iran and Israel. So eventually we don't have the ground forces to have the kind of wars that we had 15 years ago. We don't have it. So I think there will be a real conversation at some point with the State Department to be like, okay, do we divert our resources to Iran and Israel, or do we keep it in Ukraine?
I guess that's up to Israel, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So you know what's going to happen. Yeah.
I think it all depends on if Trump gets ticked off, because I don't think he really cares about this. Like, I don't think he really cares about Russia, Ukraine, really. He only cares about it if he feels like his ego's been bruised or somebody tries to offend him or makes him look bad. And so as long as it kind of stays over there, he doesn't really care. I think Trump does know enough to not want to go into World War III. I think he does know that much, but I don't think he's smart enough to understand which things can put us into World War III.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. He accidentally puts us in World War III. Oopsie! I didn't mean to, but
yeah,
here we are. Yeah.
Thus the Iranian strike. That I honestly, that's probably one of my biggest surprises of 2025. That didn't spiral into more. But at the time, I was kind of like, if you would have told me this in like 2023 or something, I would have definitely thought, oh, this is World War III. It's over with.
Same.
But what's made me back off a little bit is how resistant Russia and China have been. Russia and China are trying their best not to go to war. They're trying their best for this not to escalate. And they see plenty of people who are trying to push this. They're trying their best to turn this into a world war. And so Iran is kind of given permission. Okay, you can slap Israel back, just show them a little bit. But the fact that they're warning them, the fact that they're not sending their top weapons, it shows that they're trying their best to say, okay, you can't keep hitting me in the face, but at the same time, I'm not going to stomp you out.
Well, I mean, and to that point, I think maybe Iran displaying that use of hypersonic missiles those few times, they were like, oh shit.
Yeah. The ones they can't shoot down, the ones that go like a billion miles an hour.
Yeah, they
and we know Russia has hypersonics. We know China has hypersonics. We ostensibly know the U.S. does not. Because we probably would have seen them with the Iron Dome. I
think Yemen has hypersonics.
Who?
The Yemen.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I can see it.
Yemen's got shit the U.S. ain't got.
Yeah, I think how much
that's pretty funny.
With
half the galaxy, half the galaxy's laughing at the Iron Dome because and as soon as you guys started launching those hypersonics, we were on the floor. We were just, I was like, oh, it's like these guys really think they got something with that Iron Dome defense system, and then like. We just threw a few glowing orbs at them, and they're like, "What the hell?" and then you guys like launched your own stuff, and it just went right through, and they're like, "Oh my god, we are so completely outclassed. We better stop doing this, messing with Iran, because if they actually do have nukes, then it's game over for Israel."
I'm pretty sure Red Dawn could actually happen now. I really do. I think the U.S. is so incompetent with that. They're hubris and they're so arrogant that all you need is just parachutes in Nebraska with Russians and Chinese and North Koreans. Like, hey guys, we're here to take your country because you guys are stupid. That kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't think it's like.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the dirty little secret about the Iron Dome has come out. The Iron Dome can shoot low-grade rockets that are manufactured off of, throwing some pieces together. But when you actually are dealing with the actual sophisticated military and actual real munitions, the Iron Dome can't stop any of this stuff. The only thing that's been stopping this is the amount of planes that are sitting in the air and aircraft carriers that are sitting off the coast shooting this stuff down. That's hardly even talked about, but there are literal whole fighter wings sitting in the air shooting most of this stuff out of the air.
Yeah, that was they're doing. I think it was Iran that was just sending garbage drones and stuff, just shit, so that the Iron Dome would waste all of their.
Exactly. Yeah, they sent like 1,000 drones over to Israel first, and then they launched the hypersonics.
Yeah, because those things didn't cost hardly anything in comparison, right? And Israel's just using wasting all that money on these crap things, and here comes the hypersonics, and the Iron Dome's like holds up the sign that says "Mother," and then P forms in their crotch, and then cartoon credits with the mushroom cloud. So there's a lot of yappity yap from the West, but that's how you know it's all talk. Because when you see these, like the technology that Russia and China and these other places had, you're like, y'all need to shut the fuck up. Seriously,
the only thing is protecting Israel is in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
The moment that the countries feel like the United States is not enough of a deterrent,
it's over.
Israel is done.
Done.
Yeah, because nobody's going to put up with that shit. Nobody's going to put up with their shit, and it's going to be game over. And I don't know. I mean, do you see the end of Israel?
Yes.
If we do hit World War III, that's the first thing that's going.
Unfortunately, I think World War III is going to be kind of the U.S. coming to its climax and being liberated. I think that's going to be the last thing that they do to try and get some money into the weapons industry and try and generate some more money. And I think the World War III is the last thing that they're going to do before our country just completely collapses.
Well, I see two different ways that America collapsed. One, it could financially implode upon itself, which that's
very
one
likely.
way it's leaning towards, which that'll be the lucky way if we end up that way, and it turns into pandemonium in the streets, and you literally just have hordes of gangs, taking this whole area, and governments start collapsing, and that's one reality. But the other one, which I think, everybody thinks about this mutually assured destruction. So they assume that it could never be nukes involved. Well, if you pay attention to Russia's number one, Russia's tanks and stuff like that, they're good, they're decent. But according to you put it matched up with ours would win. But here's where Russia separates: their sub technology, and especially nuclear subs, and their drones. I'm trying to remember EMP drones, EMP nukes.
Mm-hmm.
Russia has the ability to take the whole United States and go turn the lights off. And then at the same time, because of their nuclear subs technology and how well they've been able to evade us, and this is speaking from somebody who was a torpedo man whose job was trying to track subs and stuff too. Well, part of the job. Anyway, I know that our technology is outdated in trying to keep up with them. And I know if they decided to plot this attack, they literally can have us completely blind. I mean, China's already showed the ability to send a hypersonic missile all the way across our airspace, and we didn't even pick it up till it hit the UK. So
hell, they sent a boat to Haiti. They got a boat near Haiti or Jamaica. I mean, they sent a boat to Jamaica. The Chinese, they got no fucks. They're like,
I have a question.
bitches.
I have a question though. Why hasn't? I feel like Russia could have just rolled over Ukraine a long time ago. So why hasn't that happened?
There would have been a really big cost as far as casualties to do that. Yeah, they could have done it. They could have sent 500,000 people over there and taken it over in 8 months.
Also, they couldn't get the approval. Best reference, you remember the movie 300, right? The council told him, no, you can't go to war. So he's like, well, I'm just going to go for a walk with 300 of my best guards with me. This is kind of the equivalent of what Russia did. They could not get approval to literally just take the whole full-fledged military. So what they're doing is they're literally fighting this war with reservists and backups. And so they haven't even active. It's kind of like using your JV and not even
preseason.
the varsity team.
They're using their bush league. They're using the third string.
It's the fourth quarter of the preseason game where you got the third stringers in there, and you're like, you want to check out the rookies. Yeah.
That's why I think they're booking this though. Why they're just gonna keep this war going, because they're not really. It's benefiting both sides in a way.
And if they did go in with their number one force, and they did start to face some weaknesses and they're tied up, now NATO comes to the back door and hits you. So
yeah, and if NATO comes to the back door, would Greece help? That's the wrong show. I was gonna. Yeah, that's an old joke. That's an old one. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break the vibe.
You want to grease up the back doors. Grease the back doors, huh?
Yeah, I was a torpedo man myself back in college, if you know what I'm saying. So wait, what? Can we do this again? All right, is that? All right, thank you. And
where's my writing
bonus,
prop when I need it?
There he is. That's who needs it. Look at this baby. It's so sweet, so innocent and loving.
I've never seen him without his glasses.
This kind of reminds me of like the puppy bowl where you just let the cute little puppies play.
It's the Willie Bragg Puppy Bowl. Hey, here comes Willie. Look at him. Look at him. He's so cute.
I don't mean to brag, but
look at him. Come on, give him a big old cuddle. You son of a bitch. You heard us the whole time. What's up there, Rob?
I was
What's up
listening.
there?
I was resting my eyes.
Oh, were you? Were you there, Paul Lynn, in the center square? Were you listening there? Oh, that's good. That's good. So, Willie, since now that you're refreshed, let's talk to you. What do you, from your perspective, from that comfortable chair, where you, what was your thing about 2025 that struck you as the what the fuck? Oh shit! What is wrong with humanity? Kind of moment to you.
It was pretty much like the previous year, fucked up. Yeah. I mean, what really just irked me, it was just the gleeful enthusiasm for authoritarianism from some of these MAGA folks that just shouted how much they love liberty previously. And as soon as Trump came into power, and I knew this was going to happen, that they were going to go and be authoritarian and claim their for liberty and be hypocritical about it. And some of them are not so hypocritical about it now. They love their dear leader doing these horrible things. So we're headed towards some kind of a fascism, it looks like right now, and it's sad.
Was it? Well, let's talk about MAGA for a second. Is MAGA split up now? I mean, with this Epstein stuff and wars. I mean, there's a split now in MAGA, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, they're still doing a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage that's been done, but yes, it's beautiful seeing the circular firing squad, if you will, within MAGA. I mean, just seeing the crazy Marjorie Taylor Greene rebranding herself because she wants a job at the View. Let's face it, that's what she wants.
Yeah.
And we're seeing freedom of speech being attacked. Ben Shapiro claiming he was for freedom of speech, and it turned out that he wasn't. And there are going to be people that be like, well, no, he's really for freedom of speech. He's really not for freedom of speech. He never was. But anyway, the authoritarianism is here. I mean, not that we were a civil liberties paradise with Biden. We weren't. I have a lot of issues with Biden, but as the Dead Kennedy song said, 1981, we got a bigger problem now, which talks about the rise of Ronald Reagan. So,
good old Reagan. Yeah, he was a sweetheart. Didn't fuck over Generation X whatsoever, not at all. That's why people go, well, why Gen X so surly? Well, if you know, you know.
It's just Reagan.
Well, I mean, it started earlier than that, but it really became pronounced with Reagan, right? Once Reagan came in, and then that's when college started becoming super expensive, and then you had to take out these student loans, and that racket began. You know, and then you know, with the Iran Contra affair, he got off scot-free. You know, what is his name?
The
the
media
guy,
consolidation started around Reagan too, because you were talking about there were, you know, only 4 major stations,
right?
or something like that, and like
well, then you get to
I think
Clinton with the 1996 Telecommunications Act, and that's when it just exploded.
But what was the Fair News and Reporting Act? Wasn't that repealed by Reagan? The one where
Fairness Doctrine.
Fairness Doctrine. Yeah, exactly. Like they were supposed to provide balanced opinion for both sides, quote unquote. So, like they ended up just going partisan. That's kind of what started like the Fox News versus MSNBC kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's when you started seeing the real. You had partisan divide, but then once they had, once each party had their own networks, basically, that's when it just went just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's change gears here. Let's do something fun. Let's talk about 3i Atlas, right? Okay. Now I know we have varying opinions here, right? Some people are just like, it's just a comet. People just making a big deal about it. Other people are like Chuck, who has space battles with it sometimes, you know, because they're rivals in the delivery business. Isn't that right, Chuck? Mm-hmm. Or are they isn't that kind of the thing?
We kind of travel in different lanes. He does more cargo stuff, and I do like delivery services. So I mean, like I have contracts with like different pizza organizations and other vendors. Many of them based on Earth to deliver to other planets. He's got cargo contracts for like offices and stuff. So I'm probably not supposed to tell you this, but his last trip is actually was a little bit off course. He was supposed to be delivering a resupply to the moon, your Earth's moon, and he got a little bit off course there. Coming up in a future episode, you might actually learn about that one. But yeah, so 3i Atlas, not a comet, surprisingly.
I don't know. I know we have problems here on this planet that we need to worry about, but I mean, we also need to worry about shit coming out of the sky, right? Rocks. I mean, 3i Atlas like kind of came out of nowhere. Well, Oumuamua, the first interstellar object that they detected that came through, they caught the tail end of it kind of as it was going out. This time they caught it, this one like coming in, and were able to observe it the whole time. And funny thing, the trajectory or the area where they think it came from was the same place where the wow signal back in the 70s, the wow signal that they thought they had heard, they found like an intelligent, you know, signal from someplace. So I find that to be interesting. But let's make this a little bit. We'll make it fun, but we'll make it a little bit more important. We'll involve like the Space Force, right? That crazy nonsense of a thing, right? Is the Space Force a real thing, or is there some sort of nefarious shit that Trump wants to do with the Space Force, or does he just like space? Anybody can answer.
I think he likes badges.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that makes
badges.
Sense. He does.
We don't need no stinking badges.
I think it's just because he loves branding and imagery. The whole idea of, I've created a Space Force like Star Trek, and like a man of his age, Star Trek was definitely a big thing. Star Trek, and you had Star Wars, and let's pretend like we're getting closer to that. Whether they're going to actually do it or not is irrelevant. But if it can give this shallow appearance that he's created this brand new arm that who knows what the hell they actually even fucking do. I remember it was weird to me when I went to DC and I actually saw some of the fucking Space Force people walking around. I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking real. Like they really are fucking captains in the Space Force.
But before I left Colorado, the I think the Navy base there, the major one there, changed to a Space Force base. But what's funny is that Trump created the Space Force in his first term. So Biden could have been like, yeah, that's stupid, we're undoing it. And he didn't.
Right.
Which makes me think that it was something that was going to happen eventually anyway. And they're like, let's just get Trump, the weirdo, who's like...
and I always said, like, everybody laughed when Trump started Space Force. And I was like, but if Obama did that, everybody'd be like, super cool.
Oh, that's genius.
Whoa. Everybody would be like,
They think we were going back to the moon or something, or whether we were like ready to go to Mars right now or some shit. But
didn't we already have a Space Force?
We did.
Well, you had NASA, and you kind of have the Air Force, and I guess, you know, from a planetary perspective, it kind of makes sense to have a force that is not, you know, Air Force being like more focused on space. So it's not that it's not that your planet shouldn't have a Space Force. It's just that from an intergalactic perspective, you guys are way behind on this. We're all laughing at your asses as you're slowly crawling out of trying to get out of your own solar system. Meanwhile, we're zipping past you in our little metal orbs and stuff, and just going, oh man, when these guys finally catch up, they're going to be super dangerous. I think maybe we ought to keep an eye on them.
So it's like we have space jalopies.
It's just that you guys, you're not there yet. You're almost there, and had you guys not locked down all those Nikola Tesla inventions, you'd seriously be a danger to the rest of the universe right now.
Does anybody remember the Scottish guy that broke into the Pentagon? This is like 25 years ago, 30 years ago, and he found basically he found files on off-planet bases already.
Yeah, it was an English dude, a dude from the UK or something. His name was Gary something, I think. It wasn't Gary Webb. That was something else. No. But I know who you're talking. It was he had broken in. Yeah, he was a hacker. He hacked in. He got all these files, and and it had all this information about off planet bases and shit like that. And this guy wasn't some loon or anything, and it wasn't like he was trying to make money off of it. It seemed pretty legit. I need to look that up though, because I know his face. What the thing is, his head looks alien too, which is kind of weird. You know, I'm not kidding you. If I find this guy's picture, I'll put it on Twitter or whatever, and I'll show you, and you're like, dude, that guy's got an alien head. That dude's a fucking alien. But I think they call it Space Force because if they said no Air Force, you know, because space has no air, it would be kind of clunky and didn't really go over well in
weird,
you know, R&D. Yeah. So so I don't know, man, but they're starting to detect more rocks that are close to Earth too, like these near Earth objects out there. They found one the other day that it just appeared out of nowhere. I think it was like 3 meters long, and it barely missed the Earth or something like that. So we're still kind of in the dark, literally, when it comes to rocks coming out of the sky. But don't worry, in 4 years, Apophis is coming in 2029, and if it curves around the Earth in a certain way, in 2036, we're all fucked. So there's hope for us all, right?
Well, at this point, it's starting to look good.
Look, man, I'm like Andy Dufresne in Shawshank when he gets out of the pipe and it's raining, and I'm just like, come on, rocks, let's go. Let's do this. I'm tired of this fucking around bullshit down here. I pray for space rocks, and people think I'm an asshole, which is probably true. But still, I still want those space rocks. But because I think, you know, how else is anything going to change on this planet unless there's some sort of crazy cataclysm that people have to band together, right? I know it's kind of evil to wish for a cataclysm, but I'm not really doing that. But I'm just thinking out loud, like, is anything going to unite humanity and get us to like that Star Trek future? Are we going to have the Star Trek future, or is it going to be the alien future? You know,
I think the U.S. dollar collapsing is going to happen within the next. I mean, some people I talk to are saying within 10 years. I'm a little bit more conservative than that, but
How
like,
long do you think it's going to take?
yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit longer, but like, yeah, like the dollar is going to like completely collapse, like really bad in a really bad way where no one's going to be able to buy shit. Kind of like where I think it was Marcus was saying, the pandemonium is going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be that kind of extreme, like something like Mad Max, but I do see a real scenario where the dollar is going to completely collapse in our lifetime. It's one of the reasons I think war is inevitable, because war generates money. War generates money for the defense. So that's why I think that's our direction eventually, because they know that that's a profit center, but ultimately it's going to be futile because we'll lose to Russia and China.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I was just throwing in Iran as well. Like,
and war also, profit center. It also allows for the suspension of civil liberties, or the attempt at such.
That's something I definitely see coming.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we already see it with the National Guard in the cities. We saw that coming. Oh, we're just going to do DC, but we all knew that's going to be all over the country. What did he successfully do it in Chicago, or did they tell him to get the fuck out?
The judges just struck down the thing and told the National Guard to go home.
Good.
But here's something that's kind of flew a little under the radar, I guess, because we've seen it all over the place and not pay as much attention to it. But my cousin sent me something from back home, and for those who don't know, I'm from Kansas City. There, one of the big things that's going on in Missouri anyway is the flock cameras, and more of that being put into the police forces. And that's one of the things which are starting to become more prevalent. I can even tell you, I know a couple of the police departments here locally where I am are already using like the little drone things to like float around and stuff like that. And to video monitor everything. Yep, that's the article.
Our friend, Trauma Raised Me, she's been telling me about this a lot, and it is very concerning. Several years ago, as a matter of fact, I did an interview with Ron Placone, the comedian and activist, about a lot of the photo recognition and this sort of thing and the real problems with it. And now it seems like people have just accepted it as being part of day-to-day life and are not even trying to resist.
Well, we were hearing talk about these 15-minute cities too. Whatever happened with that?
I've never really bought into that. I'll just be honest for me.
Taking place in UK quite a bit. You see all those people taking down the cameras and shit all the time. Like, as far as I know, that's like a much bigger in UK. But I'm sure that's still an agenda. They want to keep everybody in their little communities, and they don't want them going too far, and they want them just. Yeah, I mean, I see an eventuality where we have kind of back to the like, what's it called, the company towns? Okay,
yeah,
right.
I live in one.
Yeah, you're gonna have these cities like Musk is gonna have whatever Starling Town or whatever in Texas. I think he already has one. I think you can bet that Amazon's gonna be buying up cities. I think Mark Cuban owns a city in Texas as well. You're gonna have these oligarchs that are just gonna own people, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you want to use the like licensed grocery store, the Amazon grocery store? All right, well, here's your Amazon bucks for working at the factory. Like, go get your freaking stipend. Like, I think it's gonna.
Parable.
That goes in my head. So
Octavia E. Butler, the science fiction writer, she wrote about this in Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents, and she was envisioning the future, which was not at all far removed. In fact, among other things, she wrote about measles outbreaks, and the slogan of the Nationalist Party was "Make America Great Again." And she wrote the book in 1993. But she wrote about it being a company town, so that, it was lawlessness and lack of services, and everything had been defunded. But if you could get into one of these privatized towns that was owned by a corporation, well, you would have some semblance of law and order as long as you were able to produce for that corporation. So this is something that's been our writers, our artists were seeing it years ago. It's just spelling out.
Yeah, I mean,
when I was 10, I didn't really buy into it as much. I didn't buy into it as much as like the cities that are already like major cities, making some major change. I don't see a major change happening in New York, in a Chicago, LA, places like that. But these rural towns that are little in betweens, that's where I think that they would have that 15-minute city kind of thing start working, because their goal would be to bring people closer instead of living off the grid. And when you're already in these major cities, you're already basically on the grid.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by it.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, you really can't help that. I mean, it seems like we're just judge, jury, and executioner our way from having Judge Dredd cities, right? There's these corporate cities, you know, and where they have their own security, right? Who probably will operate outside the bounds of law, but not their law, right? What happens in the 15-minute city stays in the 15-minute city kind of thing, I think. You know, and that kind of scares me a lot. Really.
Where I think where I'm at with Marcus here is, and this is just me, and who knows whether I'm right or wrong. I'm just an old lady. But the thing is, the idea, like with New York or Chicago, they're so large, and there's so many different neighborhoods with alliances and all that. I could see parts of these cities being carved up a bit. And you might have, you know, housing complexes or some neighborhoods. It's already happening in Chicago with neighborhood associations hiring private security to patrol the streets.
Yeah.
In certain blocks. Okay. So what you might see is it won't necessarily be a separate in towns that are incorporated, but you'll see different areas that have been carved up with a dramatic difference in the way, in the organization of those areas, and how they are protected and what amenities are available, which could cause you'll still see a lot of inequality, inequity going on, but there will be ostensibly an incorporation of the city of Chicago, city of New York, Minneapolis, St. Paul, whatever you want to call it, LA. But you'll see these pockets where there's more privatization than others. That's something that I've thought about. It may happen, it may not.
Yeah, I don't know. You go ahead. Whoever was talking.
I think it was Mike.
No, I'm just agreeing. Like, I completely agree.
No,
Yeah.
I was agreeing too for the most part. Oh, and if you wonder why I clicked my camera off, I'm working on something at the same time, and I don't want to look like I'm not paying attention.
Are you naked again? Jesus, man. We got one guy asleep. We got one guy naked. This ain't this kind of show.
They're like, yeah, I got some other shit going on, but I'll pop my head in.
This ain't OnlyFans, for fuck's sake. Come on, guys.
No, I'm editing something.
It's actually
currently.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird when we got the Brady Bunch screen up. It's like we are our own surveillance state inside the show.
I just really want to hear Cleveland Rocks when you bring him back up.
I was about to say he looks like Dollar Tree Drew Carey, doesn't he? All this energy calling me. Sorry.
But this is one of the reasons why I want to see journalists, and I'm going to call us all that. I think that's legit. I want to see us starting to own our means of distribution, because we're so dependent on the internet for what we're doing. And this is one of the reasons why I want to see people owning printing presses, TV stations, broadcast radio stations, and getting back to some of these legacy mediums that are harder to control outside. And that is something that I'm advocating for and that I've been working for a long time.
How are you planning on doing that? Because like everything is syndicated. Like I don't.
Right. We got to do it though. Like I've had this conversation with our people. Like, yeah, it's true though. We need to get away from like corporate controlled media. Like ultimately we should be streaming stuff, not on YouTube, but on like something else that we just created and it's free and open source, right?
I am happy to have it. We're running out of time here, but I'm happy to have this conversation of Uncle Warren. Maybe at some point, if we want to have this discussion some other time, I know because we're going on 9 o'clock here. I believe, I mean, okay, I'm a radio person. I fully admit to this. I was the editor of a radio trade journal for a couple of years. Have radio shows. We just had a guy
I
on
majored in
last week.
broadcasting.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. And I've been on the radio, and I believe what's going on right now, I can just tell you that there are a fair number of radio stations out there, even in some major cities, that have not been properly managed. And that they're either closing down, or they're having difficulty they're trying to find buyers. Some of the buyers are not managing them properly. However, the towers are there. The towers are up. They have the stations. They have the license. If the money can be raised, and nobody's lending the money for this right now, but if the money can be raised, they can be bought. If people were to come together and organize these broadcast radio stations who are operating with, under the license of the FCC, which actually gives you a fair amount of freedom, a fair amount of regulation, that is something that could be happening. We've also, a couple of years ago, they reopened the low power FM licenses of the FCC, and you've got many organizations now that have these low power stations that allow for broadcasting within several mile radius, and in many areas, that's quite a few people. And you've got a lot of college stations that do that, community radio stations that do that. And I'm personally foreseeing a future where that becomes potentially more important. So these are some options.
Yeah,
it's going to depend on organization
that.
and people who actually believe in this. And I can talk more in detail later, but I'm throwing that out there.
I want to be a part of this conversation.
Okay. Then we're going to organize it.
Yeah,
100%.
let's organize this, because I definitely want to be a part of this.
I may know some people who would be interested as well.
And I want to be educated
I give
on
them
this.
my email address, and we can maybe they can get in touch and we can figure this out.
Well, just put it in the private chat.
Really important topic.
Okay, friends, I've just put into a private chat my email address. Also, if you are on Facebook, you can find me on Facebook under Lainey Peterson or Peterson Lainey. I'm putting that in on Instagram. You can reach me that way. However you want to connect, or connect with me on the Undercurrent. Let's get this conversation going maybe in January.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we can have a talk about this, and we can talk about some potential here. We're talking long term. And if even it's just that we come up with some blueprints so that folks can get inspired by us, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But
100%.
let's talk about it.
Great idea.
Look in the studio chat. If you go to the private chat when you're in here, you'll find my contact information. I'm also going to give you all my phone number. You can text me if you want.
Yeah, put your OnlyFans in there too. So where we're going? You're doom boom boom boom. Sorry,
monkey. We're running out of time. I wanted to give my grievances. You haven't given me my opportunity.
Well, we always look. We save that for
You can see the fire coming off the skull.
I know you're new here. It's fine. We do this at the end of the show, Peon. So you're right on time. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay, I'm like Kevin Pollak in A Few Good Men. I have no responsibilities here whatsoever. I'm living 2 years past when I thought I was going to die. So it doesn't really fucking matter what happens. But here are my grievances. People who talk on their phones like they're eating a piece of toast. I can't fucking stand that.
Oh my God.
What? I can't hear you because the fucking shit ain't up to my ear. Stupid phone.
People that don't pull up all the way to the light, and then you have enough room for a smart car to get in between, but then they start easing up, and then there's a gap between you and them, and then you look like you're the shitter.
You always look like the shitter, that's for sure. And there's no getting out of that. That's a trap. It's a trap.
Move your fuck.
Move your fuck. Exactly. Lainey, Your grievances, air them now. The poll speaks.
It's like they're not even trying. They're not even pretending what they're doing anymore. This, the Charlie Kirk thing with Cardinal fucking Dolan coming out and calling him he's a modern day St. Paul when he wasn't even a Roman Catholic.
Oh my God.
This, they're not even trying to. They're not even trying anymore. They're playing with us. They're absolutely playing with us at this point. And it's on one hand it's validating, on the other hand they say in many things hope is the last thing to die, and so my hope got killed this year. And now I've got to find joy elsewhere, but then that's easy enough to do, but I've got to find something to believe in. I can't hope anymore, but I have to find something to believe in. So that's my grievance for this year.
Well, Poison said it best.
They give me something to believe in. I don't know why I know that song. Willie Bragg, Rip Van Tinkle in the center there. Before you leave this conscious coil again, Willie, give us your the Bitch Fest 2025. What's your grievances? Let's hear them.
Okay, well, I'll give you one. I'll give you a couple of them. This time, not so political. One is COVID is more or less over, but even during its heyday, when people will drive by themselves in a car with a damn mask on, I'm like,
yeah,
why?
Yeah,
because cars can get COVID. Willie, you didn't read that? The cars were taking ivermectin.
They were super spreaders.
They really like 70-mile-an-hour super spreaders.
Seriously,
didn't you hear it was horsepower dewormer?
Yeah, it was
horsepower because cars. Get it?
I mean, seriously, I would be at a stop sign and I'll see some idiot with the mask on. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? You're by yourself in the car. I mean, why you got the mask on? I mean, I can understand when you're outside going somewhere. It's over. Come on.
They could be bank robbers, Willie. For God's sakes, have some feeling. Kevin, Bitch Fest, what do you got? Hit it.
Oh man, I don't. It's the same as what everybody else is saying. It's just they're just the naked contempt for everybody's,
life.
Intellectual capacity to filter bullshit. And I actually am at the point. When I was talking earlier about ruining their business model, like I'm at the point where I'm actively disengaging with the news and social media in order to just keep my headspace, somewhat.
Yeah,
100%
clear. And and it's really hard. And so, I've been it's made it hard for me to even do my show because I'll just cancel everything out. I'll just, block everything out for a while just to, do something else. And then whenever I check back in, I'm like, oh shit, he's all fucked up still. Okay, bye. Whatever. I don't know. And great ideas about the station. I think that's, I don't know. We need to do something. Start, building the parallel. System.
Yeah. Parallel systems, parallel communications, everything outside the mainstream for sure.
Yeah. And I'm just, and the other, the thing that's really making me depressed is I don't see a lot of, I see a little organization, but not really a lot. I see everybody, saying, when are we going to do something?
Yeah, I know.
We have the leadership.
And in Bulgaria, their government, got thrown out because everybody stood in front of the building and said, get the fuck out of here. Like, can we just do that? Can we have 6 million people show up in front of the White House and get the fuck out? Like, exit stage left. In theory, sure. If we can break this propaganda
poison that's killing people's brains. I think that's totally doable, and not only doable, I think it's going to happen eventually. So, Marcus, what are your grievances? Let's hear them.
I kind of echo what he was saying there too a little bit. I find it sometimes even hard to put together some of my shows because I get so tired of hearing just some of the people who are the talking heads right now. I get it's so hard to listen to Pete Hegseth. It's so hard to listen to Trump because these are people like I would literally, if there was a way, I would love to cause physical harm to them. It's like, and I listen to Trump say stuff in interviews, and it makes
They're
me
so
mad
dumb.
at the people in the interviews because I'm like, dude, at some point you got to have enough pride in yourself to push back. Like when Trump called that lady Piggy, I mean, like, have you seen a mirror, Mr. President? You're pretty fat your fucking self. I mean, how do you let this soft, wimpy man talk to you with and he's like, no, I think you're being very rude. I'm like, you're the rudest fucking person who's here. What are you talking about? Why do you care about rudeness? You're so fucking rude. You don't show any respect for anybody. So why should us as journalists have to show you any fucking respect? And I wish somebody would start talking back to him like that. You can tell this is somebody who didn't grow up in the type of realities where most of us have, or at least I can speak for myself, where if you talk to people like that and you couldn't back yourself up, you're probably going to get your ass kicked. And I can tell he didn't have anybody just slap the shit out of him enough times for talking crazy. And I'm like, I grew up in that reality where if you're going to talk that reckless, you better be able to back it up. You can't just fucking hide behind your money. And exactly. I feel like I would have a lot more just to say, a lot crazier. And then the people who are like shocked at how everything is going, like that's a pet peeve of mine. Oh, I didn't expect for it to be like this. And you guys are surprised that he's not getting anything done. I mean, I know we've kind of probably been a little desensitized to this, but this is literally by far the most corrupt administration of all time.
Yeah.
By far. I mean, we're not talking about, Nixon and Watergate and, and his vice president, still getting bags of money. We're talking about these people are all, as a whole entire cabinet, literally stealing millions of dollars and sometimes billions of dollars. Intellectual property being stolen. Fuck all laws. Just do whatever the fuck we want to do. And everybody's kind of like, oh, well, it's just a little bit worse than Bush. This is literally like every bad Republican administration on steroids all at the same fucking time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And everybody's just kind of, oh, well, I mean, what can you do? And think, we're not even a full year into this shit yet.
We got 3 more.
I'm just like, Father, please send a heart attack to save us all.
Well, you think I'm praying for Skyrocks, dude? We got 3 more years with this fucking clown and his people. Because everybody forgets it ain't just Trump. It's his little clown car crew. All of them. And all the people that's controlling him too, the Adelsons and God knows who else, And
I'm like, this dude, and especially when I hear those people who are older than me, because I'm loving the new term. I'm a Zennial, so I overlap between the Gen X and the Millennials. So I'm a Zennial, and I'm just blown away at how many people who are older than myself who are like, well, I mean, I voted for Trump because he's a businessman. Everybody knew in the 80s that this was literally not a businnesman. This is a showman who failed
bankrupted a casino
business. He bankrupted fucking everything. He's literally one of the worst famous businessmen of all time. And you guys thought this fucking clown was going to be able to do something. It's like, oh my gosh.
Figure I think it's with X because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. Wait a minute, how are they doing this? Here we go.
Yeah, it's with an X.
Yeah,
I think it's said for people who were born between 77 and like 84, because
That's just Gen X.
you grew up some of that's Gen X, some of that is millennial. Like I was born in 81, so I grew up with the latchkey stuff and a lot of the stuff of Gen X. Not having computers.
Wait, hold on. We got to see if you qualify. Okay. Here's the qualification question. When your parents were away and you were the latchkey kid, and you were outside of the home, did you ever drink from a hose?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You're in.
Like, I mean, like,
I'm 40.
I remember
85, and I consider myself a millennial.
I remember Thundercats on TV and stuff like that. But the difference between us, Chris, would be you probably had a cell phone when you were in high school.
Very last year of high school. But the way that I look at it with millennials is like you were born into analog, but you grew up. You were the first generation to grow up with digital age into the digital.
Well, only elder millennials grew up pre-analog and tasted a little bit of it.
I guess that's fair.
But the younger millennials, they've always had analog. I guess. And I remember like I just got it now. Quantum Leap. I'm going back to go rewatch all the episodes of Quantum Leap because that was something I used to watch with my mom back in the day. And I remember the Knox Landing and Dallas and Thundercats on and Super Twins and all of this stuff is very fond memories to me. I remember riding in the back of like El Caminos and stuff like that in trucks when cops didn't give a shit. So I remember falling and busting yourself up, and if you were bleeding, you're like, oh well, rub some dirt on it, you'll be fine. And they didn't take you to the hospital unless like something was definitely broken. And so it's just kids getting their ass beat by their parents in the store. I mean, it's just a different time than now. And the crazy part about it is we didn't realize during the 80s, especially, we were in the highest kidnapping generation ever. And we were running around outside like it was no big fucking deal.
Oh, yeah.
White vans floating around us like crazy.
12, 13-year-old kids riding bikes miles away from their house. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, that was a thing.
Teachers smacking you with them rulers or maybe even a belt.
I grew up with corporal punishment in high school. I got my ass whipped a couple of times, but I actually liked it. So,
did you have the paddles with the meat holes?
I got lucky. I got spared that. We had the yardsticks, getting hit with the yardsticks, and then they made us do the invisible chairs up against the wall. And
wall sits.
Oh yeah,
wall sits.
Yeah,
I do that now with a kettlebell. It's good for the quads, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They put us in a pit. They put us in a ant bed and covered us with maple syrup.
And my high school, we didn't have AC, so we had
we didn't either.
We had schedule at the beginning of the year and the end of the year because it would be like 110 in the classroom by like 11 o'clock. And so for the first 2 weeks of school, we'd be out. And so, it's just, I think some of that stuff's different where like now all these schools have AC and like, they probably all get their books where like some of our books were like literally from the 70s and stuff in our classroom.
Mm-hmm. And probably still is too, some of these places. Chuck, up there in space, give me your grievances.
All right. Okay. First grievance, planet Earth. What is going on with your ginger ale supply? I go down there to pick up my normal case of real sugar. Oh, am I muted? Okay, sorry. What is going on with your ginger ale supply, or planet Earth? I go down there for my normal one case of ginger ale a month, and it's like you guys don't have anymore. Is there some kind of ginger shortage that we're not currently unaware of, or are you guys trying to hoard the sugarcane thing that's going on here? And is this some diabolical plot from your fructose industry? What's going on?
There are
Ginger
plenty of
ale-
redheaded people down here, so you don't have to worry about gingers.
And we drank it all, so I'm sorry.
Ginger is good for the tummy, though. If you got a little tummy upset, get yourself a little ginger, maybe some little ginger ale, ginger beer. You know, have yourself a good old tummy time. So, Chris, who broke into the StreamYard house, tell us your grievances now. Say them.
So for me this year, it was kind of like what I was saying earlier, kind of echoing what people have just, I'm tired of living where, because I read 1984 and Brave New World within the last 18 months for the second or third time. And I find myself quoting them all the time. And I find when I quote these things, it goes over people's heads all the time because nobody has that frame of reference, because everybody's heard of 1984, but nobody's actually read it these days.
Wait, hold on. I read it on shortwave radio recently.
Damn. That's
I did
amazing.
a show called Aurelian Airwaves, and I read 1984, Animal Farm, his essay on Gandhi, Eulogy for Gandhi, as
awesome.
well as Coming Up for Air, which is the most subversive book he ever did. I will stake my reputation on that. But I read it on shortwave radio for people to listen to.
That's cool because, I feel like I'm living through that book or Brave. Like I said, I think we live in kind of a hybrid between Brave New World and the other one. And so, I'm just tired of living in that unreality, being told that fiction is truth. And, I hope, it was right what you said at the end with, organizing towards, getting more independent media in a real meaningful way. I think that's a fantastic resolution to kind of aspire to for 2026. So I am going to contact you. We are going to
You got my info. It's in the private chat. Go ahead or get it from Warren.
Take a photo of it. Okay. I think part of organizing, and I posted in the chat. I quote Lenin here and there. Lenin said, create a newspaper. He wasn't doing that hyperbolically. He meant that because if all the institutions are controlled by private entities, you can only do so much with them, and eventually you will be suppressed. Yeah. So we have to be able to organize around media that we have full control over. So I think that was a really good point. And here's to 2026, waking up some more people so we can break some more brains.
Cool.
Thank you so much for this stream, Warren.
Yeah, thank you,
man.
Warren.
Thanks for coming on. Finally, my grievance is, I'm of a mind that we need more education on what's actually happening in the world, right? And we need to be very, very skeptical of our sources of information. Maybe it may be a source you may have trusted your whole life. That's great. There's nothing wrong with trusting it. But unfortunately, I have to quote Reagan by saying, trust but verify in this day and age. Because it seems like my grievance is there's too many. Yeah, exactly. There's too many. There's too many agendas for too many different people, and it's dividing all of us. And I think the division by the propaganda, what makes me feel better about the future is more and more people are starting to wake up thanks to technology, right? Like I said, we would have never known probably what's really going on in Gaza without people on their cell phones and transmitting them. And God love them, a lot of those people aren't with us anymore because they were taken out. And the 250 journalists that were murdered in Gaza, who were trying to tell the truth. The truth has to come out, as painful as it is. My grievance is with people who are too comfortable with themselves, who are too comfortable with their own lives, who don't give a fuck about anybody else but themselves, who are greedy, who are just full of just hate and ignorance. And I just hope that next year more and more people will be educated and we will have less hate and we'll have more understanding of one another to where we can all get together and finally do something about the bullshit that's affecting all of us. So them's my grievances. Here's my poll. Happy Festivus, everybody. To Auntie Laney, to Captain Peon, to Kevin from Black Bear News, from Sleepy Willie Bragg, to Marcus from the Political Matrix, to Bread and Circus is Chris, and of course Chuck intergalactic UFO show out in space, watching over us and probably peeing on us from space, because I don't know how gravity works like that, and I don't know what aliens do.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I know. Not since the incident.
I don't do it any less. Aha!
So that was what the acid rain was all about.
I think it was
Emphasis on
some of
ass.
it.
It was.
Some of
I think they said it was harmless radiation rain. That's what they called it.
And it all comes full circle, doesn't it? Like a lovely, lovely
Or a long
rainbow.
stream. Yeah.
Delicious.
No.
Thank you guys so much. And thanks everybody in the chats. Go Start Hemp Car. We got Yona over up there, and the Talking Wombat on Rumble. Fingerman and Miguel and Dee and Kate and Variant and who else we got up in here? Doesn't Exist. All our friends, Matt Star-J,
Ricky
and
Ranton, CBC
Trauma,
Voter.
and of course Yonina. Good to see you, Kate, and Peace Dove, CBC Voter.
Cowboy Kitties.
Is Cowboy in there?
Yeah,
What's up, Cowboy?
is in there. Yeah.
Rick, what's up, Rick?
6148. Miguel.
Rick
H.
and Ricky. Ricky Rant's in the chat too. Good to see you, Ricky. We're here from
Charlie
you.
Hess.
And check out Ricky Rant's on his Substack too. He has an excellent Substack. I believe it's rickyrants.substack.com. I believe that's what it is. Ricky, if you want to put it, I think you can put it in the chat if you want to. If not, go fuck yourself. I don't care. No, it's the spirit. It's the spirit of Festivus, where you just be an asshole, I guess. So yeah, thank you everybody. And if I missed you, I'll aim better next time. This is not good. We have to. Why is the political matrix not a standard moderator? That is crazy town. Sorry about that. I don't know why. I think I got you, Marcus, as a
probably because
long-time listener.
It's probably because I logged in, I guess, on this one on my other account. So the political matrix one, not the young Morpheus one.
Well, you're a Smurf now. So, and as we know, we don't like white people in our chat. So, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Join me and Lainey tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific time for the Undercurrent. I'll be back solo on Thursday with a special edition of Morning Extra, Christmas edition. Come on, we'll ho around the Christmas tree after we break into somebody's house and do so, just like Chris did, breaking into that house with a piano. So Peon with the happy fest.
Piano.
Was it that piano? Did they break into your house and take that picture for StreamYard? Those sons of bitches, they're everywhere. They're like Visa. Thanks, guys.
15 years, so I actually had one. So,
can you play piano? You're a piano player?
I haven't played in a long time, but I grew up with a piano, so I played for about 20 years.
I can look at a piano and smile and wish that I could play it. That's it for us. We'll see you next year for Festivus. See you tomorrow for the Undercurrent. And love each and every one of you guys here and everybody out in the chats and everybody who's watching this later. Peace out.
Peace out, folks.
Love ya. Love ya.
Love ya. Bye-bye.
I've got a lot of gripes to think. I lost my train of thought.
It's a Festivus miracle.
Let's rumble!
Festivus, you disappoint the rest of us. You are a failure. Let me regale you. It's Festivus, you disappoint the rest of us. I could spell it out if you were literate.
I think you can take him, Georgie.
Hey, come on, be sensible.
Stop crying and fight your father.
Ow! Ow, I got it!
This is the best Festivus ever!